Hey guys, welcome back to another Swiss01 video, and today we're gonna talk about quite a special plane which has been extremely recent. We're gonna talk about the KLM V plane. Now, a few of you guys might already know this plane, especially since I already made a video about it, maybe half a year ago. Now, I wanted to do an updated video since a lot of things have changed, but yeah, let's kind of talk about the KLM plane now. This is the KLM V plane. Here's many animation pictures of it. As you can already tell, those are not real pictures. I think this actually kind of looks like GTA 5. This genuinely looks like GTA 5. What is even going on at this point? Now, this thing is not a real thing yet. This is really just a concept plane. Now, let's jump into X-Plane and check this plane out. Yeah, this is what it looks like in X-Plane. It doesn't really look that good. Just look at that. Yeah, doesn't really look good. I gotta be honest. Whatever. Now, how should I begin? A few people came up with the concept of a V-shaped plane, which is a shape that this plane has. As you can see right here, this is literally just a V. Yeah, as you can already tell, this is a flying wing aircraft, which basically means that the fuselage also is the wing. Now, as you might know, flying wing aircraft / aircraft that don't have a fuselage pretty much are kind of fuel efficient, which is basically the goal of the V-shaped plane. Let's just go ahead and fly somewhere though first. Let's use our regular test runway, which is Edwards Rogers Dry Lake, which is Edwards Air Force Base, which I kind of always use. I don't know. So yeah, fuel efficiency is basically the only point. Why is this plane called KLM? And that is for a very specific reason. Now, actually, the people that came up with this concept, obviously, they need money, and KLM is giving them that airline money, and they're basically sponsoring them. And now the plane is called KLM plane. Now, that's a way to advertise, isn't it? Well, this probably will never be reality anyway. Let's just go ahead and take off. Now, this thing is actually going to use way less fuel. It will use 20% less fuel than an A350, for example. Now, I wonder how this thing flies. I think we should take off. We're going 200 knots. That's quite fast, isn't it? Now, obviously, this is really just a concept, and we don't really know whether this thing is going to be a reality ever or not. Oh, yeah, that might happen. Actually, since June, when this project was announced, some things updated. For example, oh, Jesus Christ. Now, for example, they came up with a potential cabin design, which actually I saw on Sam Chui's Instagram. By the way, talking about Instagram, you should follow me on Instagram. This is what they kind of came up with. It looks like a regular cabin. It's kind of weird, maybe, but why not? Now, that's pretty much all we know about this plane. Now, to be quite honest, I think that it's pretty much impossible for a plane like this to ever succeed. I mean, this thing kind of sucks. No, just kidding. I mean, no other airline than pretty much the KLM is gonna use this plane anyway, because the name has KLM in it. Like, obviously Lufthansa is never gonna buy a plane that is called KLM, right? Yeah. Now, the researchers that KLM pays, they said a prototype of this plane could be ready as early as fall 2019, which has already passed, obviously, and we have never seen a prototype, so you can already say this is never going to work, right? Now, this is really not for the near future anyway. This plane is expected to enter service at around 2040, which is in 20 years. Maybe, I don't know. Now, this plane is mostly compared to the A350. It actually has the same capacity, the same wingspan. It can seat the same passengers pretty much as the A350. And they're also comparing the fuel efficiency of this to the A350. By the way, the A350 has a much higher fuel consumption than this plane. Maybe let's try taking this plane off at some weird runways, which is something that we always do. Now, let's do a little bit of a structural test, maybe. Now, obviously, this is a very, very bad add-on plane for this Flight Simulator X plane, so we cannot really perfectly simulate the physics, so we have to be kind of careful. Let's do some tests, though. Let's go on to an aircraft carrier, and let's launch our aircraft. That might sound like a stupid idea, which it might be, but let's do it anyway. Let's just go ahead and just take off, right? Let's see if the plane is able to not fall apart, because that is something that we want. Pretty much all airliners I've tested so far did not fall apart. Let's see. Oh, because I don't really know about the structural stability of this plane. Where the hell are we now? We are in the ocean. I don't know how that could happen. Yeah, that might have not worked. But we were able to survive. Let's try out another airport. Let's try St. Bartholomew. Now, obviously, since you know, KLM is very good with Air France, and St. Bartholomew is French territory. This kind of fits right. Now, something very impressive I also read earlier was actually that KLM is actually planning on replacing these turbofan engines with actual electric engines, which would be a whole nother topic. But you know, we have already tested some electric planes and they are definitely possible. Maybe not right now, but in the future definitely. And this plane is also for the future. Now let's just go ahead and try this plane out. Now I don't know how much runway length this plane needs to take off, but we're not gonna make it. Oh damn. This thing needs quite a high speed to rotate. Yeah, I think rotation speed is around 180 knots and we barely were able to hit 100, so we obviously died. And if Saint Bartholomew doesn't work, Lucla doesn't work either, does it? Let's try Lucla then. That's yeah. But yeah, I think it is great that there's actual money put into the revolution of air traffic, even though I think this is just a really big and smart marketing move by KLM, which is alright though. This plane does need quite a long runway. It's actually not a small plane neither. It really is not a small plane. This actually has the wingspan of an A350 and it can seat around 350 passengers, which is really not bad. Yeah, no, this is not gonna work. Maybe we can use that steep valley to gain some speed. Come on. Okay, nope, this is not gonna work. Oh damn, I think we just caused another wildfire, but that's a whole nother story. And this plane is planned to be used in the long-haul market, which makes sense because the A350 is also used for long-haul flights, and they really seem to like to compare the A350 to this plane. I don't know why. And I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't deliver the prototype that they were announcing to be launched in fall 2019, which was never launched. For comparison, this is the A350. Before we end this video, let's try to take off. This thing is a bit bigger than the KLM V-plane, but the V-plane has pretty much the same wingspan. Toga takeoff, 90 knots. Yep, this is gonna work. Unlike the V-plane, which did not work. This airport is definitely ridiculous for using big planes, but whatever. So yeah guys, thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night.